Alright, I've arrived at Scott County Haunted Jail, or museum, you might say. Historical place. Let's go check it out. If it's open.
Yeah, so, folks, I was on my way to Rugby, Tennessee. Another great little old English Victorian place, kind of abandoned, also haunted, really cool place. But I wanted to see if there's anything around the area like Scott County, Tennessee. So I did a search on the internet and I found this. Oh, here's a historical old jail on the way up there, just right off the road, and it's haunted. How cool is that? So I thought I'd stop by there. So on the way there, I cut off the road and went in there, and I couldn't believe what I met, and that was the ghost biker from Ghost Biker Explorations. She was there, and later, as I found out, talking to her and did some Google searches, they have a kind of a business of history hauntings, history highways and haunts, and with her and a partner run this museum, and they have like tours and flashlight night tours and private ghost hunts, and even uh, investigations, things like that. Was really cool. So I didn't know that when I came up there. I was really surprised, but that was really great. I might come up there sometime and check it out. But as I as I usually do, go somewhere I find a lot of history about these places. And this Scott County Jail, of course, was established around 1904. Pretty old jail. Of course, there was other sheriffs before that, but one of the biggest, you might say, the murders or something that happened in this jail didn't come just a few years after after it was built around 1920. So one of the sheriffs that ran for office was named Richard Ellis, and this was back in the 1920s when we had the prohibition against alcohol, and he was actually a former or Baptist preacher, and he vowed on his campaign to get rid of all these moonshines during this time, and he got elected. And he started to go out. You might say he was kind of like the Elliot Ness of Scott County. The federal agent that tried to get people like Al Capone and stuff like that. But this wasn't an easy task because these people take their moonshine serious in the hills, especially in Tennessee. And a lot of his sheriffs or deputies, they got killed. Going out here, there were shootouts. These people were not going to be ran off. They were going to shoot at gunpoint. So there was a lot of people who got hurt in going out to these things. So one day, though, the sheriff was actually escorting a prisoner back to the Scott County Jail, and as he came through the door, he was ambushed and brutally murdered in the back. Somebody shot him in the back. I heard it was with a shotgun. I don't know if that's true, but he was shot in the back as he walked into the doorway, and killed. And they tried to trace these and find these individuals, but back then they didn't have cars and nothing. They just had horses and buggies and things like that, so they didn't have a lot of ways to track people, and they kind of got some hound dogs out there, and they went to Paint Rock somewhere, but they never found this person. They never found the people responsible for this. So it's rumored, as well as many ghostly hauntings in this building, that he still kind of runs the show here, and he's still the sheriff, and his ghost still lingers around in the jail here. Pretty spooky.
dweller and devil, huh?
So another story that's very fascinating was about this dude called Jeremy Boyant. Now, there was 1933, some other sheriff and his deputy searching for moonshiners as well, and Jeremy out in the woods, and got in a skirmish and scuffle with him, and Jeremy shot and killed both of these, the sheriff and the deputy, and then got away and hunt and hid, and they finally gave a reward out with him and eventually caught Jeremy Boyant and put him in jail at Scott County Jail. And he was there for a few days. But during that time, there was a mob that actually came in the building to get him. And they came through and, went up to his cell and got him out. And they also took another guy, Harvey Winchester, who supposedly killed one of the sheriffs or one of the sons of a lawman as well. And they took these guys out in the woods, and I believe they hung Winchester on a tree. And Jeremy, they were going to hang him, but they evidently stripped him of his clothes, and so they would recognize to make sure it was, because somebody accidentally shot another person, I think, during the mobs, and let him run, and then they shot and killed him as he ran out, trying to get away, and it was tied, things like this. This mob just basically killed these two guys, and came in and got them, and they never did find out who was actually in the mob either, just like they never found out who killed Sheriff Ellis, years ago. Really spooky. So they think that he kind of lingers around here as well. Yeah.
Well, that's the dude, Boyant, Jeremy Boyant. Now he's supposedly one that haunts this place right there. So he was caught after he killed the sheriff, and then a mob came in here and hung him. He was lynched along with another guy. Crazy. Here we go. Here. This looks awful. Yeah, recent. Used to long. Is that actually open? Stay. Oh, let's go the wrong way around. Dead end. handcuffs.